Prabhu, I have sent an invite link to Shanta Maharaj. Maybe it work through this meeting.
Yeah, Srila Shanta Maharaj was having connection issues. I think he's trying to rejoin.
Yes. I have sent an invite to this meeting. Maybe you can join now.
How's the Muni Maharaj? How's the filter working?
Yeah, filter works very nice, and I think it was a good job. It's reverse osmosis plant versus, and some 2 more filters are there, and but I think it will take 2-3 more days to completely clear the, there's some kind of a smell you get when you get a new piping done. So after that, I think after 2-3 days we will have clear water.
Dandavafrana, Sripad Muni Maharaj. Haribol, happy to see you, Maharaj. Happy to
It
see
looks
you.
like it looks like a laboratory in which I did my PhD. I had a equipment like that.
Yeah.
And I used to take readings with an equipment like that. But it is done by Shanta Maharaj without any intervention or suggestion from my side.
That will supply water all but?
Yes, it will supply, and we can also give water to others. Depends upon what is the demand. I think we can have at least if we can generate 500 liters every day, 1,000 liters a day is possible. Means what? 1,000 gallons a day is possible.
Oh my God.
Not 1,000 gallons. Sorry, 100 gallons. 100 gallons.
They're able
100
to
gallons.
100 gallons a day of fresh water, so they can give for the temple and others 100 gallons per day.
Okay.
Dandavat Maharaj, can you hear me?
Yes, Maharaj, Dandavat.
Dandavat Maharaj, my Zoom is giving some trouble still, I think, Maharaj, it is some problem.
Oh, we can hear you now very clear.
Yes, Maharaj. This is, like coming and going actually here. So I have to, it has to do with, I think, some update problem, I think. If I start, it may take long time, so I'm not updating.
Sripad Muni Maharaj's connection is very good. They're in the same place.
No, his computer is, having this auto update, things. So once it starts, then, he's not having much control over the computer. My computer, is not updating. So that is the difference.
Still, I'm running on Windows 10 because my computer cannot take, Windows 11.
Okay.
If Shanta Maharaj wants, he can use my computer if he wants.
Yes, okay.
Did you have a program at the temple today?
Yes, Maharaj. There was a program, and few devotees came, and we had prasadam, Sankirtan, Aarti, all those. We discussed some scientifically also something.
Video?
Ah, está. Dandavas pranam, Maharaj.
Today, celebrating the Tirubhav, Utsav of Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Paramahamsa Acharya, Asatata Sata Sripad, Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaja ki Jaya.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshatra Dev Goswami Maharaja ki Jaya.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaja ki Jaya.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Vijnan Muni Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
And then Jai Sumangala Devi Didi Devi ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Hari
Oh,
Bhakti ki Jai.
Brahman Parivrajaka Acharya Shri Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai all the devotees ki Jai.
Jai.
Also.
No, Dhanavad. Devotee Didi Hari Krishna. Haven't seen you in a while.
Dhanavad. Dhanavad everyone.
Dhanavad. What video did you watch of Acharya Maharaj? Have you seen the one where Govinda Maharaj is announcing that Acharya Maharaj is to be his successor? Huh? Have you seen that video? Doesn't seem like anyone's hearing. Anyone able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear Maharaj. Can hear Maharaj.
Huh?
She
Can
is
hear?
also
Can-
hearing. She said that.
What happened?
Yes, Muni Maharaj can hear, Sumangala Devi can hear, and Devahuti Devi can hear also.
Muni Maharaj, what video did you of Acharya Maharaj did you watch?
Today I didn't see any video of Acharya Maharaj, but I read the introduction forward given by Śrīla Maharaj, and that gave me a very good foundation to speak about Acharya Maharaj in the talk.
Okay. So what is the program? Are you going to speak for Shanta Maharaj? How are we going to? How are we
Shanta
going?
Maharaj would like to speak. Shanta Maharaj would like to speak,
Huh?
but he's not there.
What's that?
They don't have a plan.
Don't have any plan.
It was your program supposedly, but
They want you to lead the program.
They want me to lead. Uh, Well, I think that's a good idea to start with a video, but I don't have any video to show you. But especially that video in which Govinda Maharaj is explaining to the devotees that he is wanting to let Acharya Maharaj become the Acharya of the Mutt. Oh, a very nice video. So let us chant the mantra for Acharya Maharaj.
Pujya Śrī Guru Varga, that one.
On the Kirtan guide, we have that mantra, the Vandana mantra. Page 38, is it? Oh, there it is. So let us first offer our obeisances to all the acharyas, all the devotees in the line, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vandeham, Śrī Guru,
Śrī Guru,
Śrī Śrī Gurun Vaishnavamscha, Śrīpam Sagajatam, Sagana Ragnatanvitam Tam Sajivam, Sadvaitam Sadvadutam
Tavadutam
Parijana
Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Radha
Sri
Krishna
Radha Krishna Pada Shaguna Lalita Sri
Om
Vishakhanata Sri
Agena Timirandasya Gyananjana
Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Pujya Śrī Guru
Puja Śrī Guru Bhargavadita
Mahabhavanvitaya Sada
Purva Parya
Praja Parampara Prachalita Prajya Murta Kapi
Nirmala
Sadaram
Śrī Guru
Vande Gurudevam Anata Śrīla Acharya Goswami.
What does that mean now? Then he says, don't look at the English. Now I bow my head in eternal obeisance to my Gurudev, the best of Acharyas, Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj. He is the ever vigilant, stalwart guardian of the current of pure devotion, whose highest form flows from a most worshipful Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga and their exclusive dedication to Mahabhava Srimati Radharani. So this is a very important explaining everything in one verse. The highest form of devotion is coming from the line of Sri Rupa Goswami and the service of Mahabhava, Srimati Radharani. Radhadasya, Saraswati Ṭhākur told that Raghunath Das Goswami Raghunath Das Pandit told that our highest achievement, our highest purpose, highest goal of life the prayojan is to worship Srimati Radharani, that we are servants of Srimati Radharani. Mahaprabhu told Srivara Krishna Das, Srivara Sarupoy Krishna Nityadas. What happened? Harinanda, you have to go?
Yes.
You have to
go to
leave?
work.
Yeah, Maharaj, sorry. I go, Dandavas Pranam, everyone. Dandavas. Priya, Bhagavati and Priya Darshini in the meeting, yes?
You're going to stay?
Yeah.
Hi, Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you.
So the our highest achievement is the worship of Srimati Radharani, Radhadasa. This is the Gaudiya line of Vaishnavism. Sometimes devotees forget this. So much talk of Krishna, but actually our center of our focus is Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani, what does that mean? She is the best servant. Prabhupada called her the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. So, in the highest plane, the service of Krishna is there. And we think that by serving Krishna, that Krishna must be the highest. Otherwise, how can we be servant of Krishna? And why should we think of serving anything lower than Krishna, anything other than Krishna? The predominant form of the Lord, Krishna. What should we do to worship anything else? But as been pointed out by our acharyas, there's no such thing as Krishna by himself. There's no meaning to a king, to a lord, without that over which he is the lord, or over for whom he is the king. It's an abstract concept to speak of king without also understanding what the king is. King is not only a king, a person. Everyone is a person. And if a king is a person, so what? What is so special about that? So the idea of king has to be understood in terms of what his activities are, how he is related to his subjects, his kingdom, his army, his ministers, his queen, and so forth and so on. So the philosophers tell us that there are two things. There's form and substance. Form and substance. So the form of the king, without the substance of what the king is an abstraction. It's an abstract idea. And that the substance, what is the content of that king position, that is where the real meaning of the king comes in. the reality of the king is found in the substance of his identity. So this idea of Radharani is representing not only an individual person, but she represents the whole serving mood, the whole serving, what Saraswati called moiety, the whole serving moiety of the Absolute. Moiety means a part of the whole. So there's the whole, and there's a part of the whole. You know, like in the Chinese, they have yin yang, yin and yang. So the whole is made up of like these two opposing parts. A very nice idea they have. Of course, they only put some kind of circle with some white and black colors. Not a very high thing to meditate on, but the idea is there. The whole and the parts of moiety, the half of the whole, the two halves of the whole. So in our Vedanta, in our Siddhanta, Vaishnava Siddhanta, we also understand the Absolute has two parts, two moieties, Krishna and Radha, the predominating and the predominated. And you can't really speak of one without the other. But if we were to give some emphasis, then the substantial part, the activities, the content of what we mean by Krishna, that's to be of most significance to us, because we are also energy, we are also part of that content of Krishna. So it is our own closest proximity is to that content, is to that substance. And by participating in that substance, in the service of Krishna, then we are participating. We are entering into the absolute conception, the highest idea, or the absolute idea, the absolute personality. If you want to say personality, what does that mean? Krishna's personality. Prabhupada called it the personality, supreme personality of Godhead. Personality, what is that? Why did he say like that?
To find oneself in another.
To find
To
oneself.
find oneself in another.
Oh, that's another thing, yes.
Then it's to search for ecstasy, search for love and ecstasy.
Yes, we'll get to that. That's very important also. But the meaning of personality is what?
Subject, not just substance.
No, personality means what?
As just now you were telling of Maharaj, form and substance. So personality is related to substance, is it
Personality
so?
means consciousness, conscious being which is conscious.
Bhuti said that you were telling about form and substance. So personality, is it connected to the substance?
Isn't it? How do you tell by personality, let's say, you mean what characteristics that person has, Like, for instance, if you say he's a very brave person, how do you know someone is brave or not? Can you tell that by looking at them? Can you say, yes, he's a very brave person just by looking at them? You have to tell by what they do.
No, it is a
by what they do, the activities. No?
Action.
So the personality, he's a very brave, he's a very honest person, a very good soul, or whatever you want to say about someone. Very handsome, very beautiful. And these things are they not only that does not only refer to the person, it doesn't only say he's a person, but he says what kind of person. The personality means what are his activities, what does he display, what does he manifest. Then we can talk about personality. So the personality of Godhead is more than just a person. It's his activities, his substance, the content of his life, of his consciousness, of his heart, or whatever we want to say. There is where we find personality. So when we want to worship the personality of God, they can't just think of the person without his activities, his lila, and those who are involved in that. Dhanyavad Subhadevi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Sorry, Maharaj, I went to temple just again. I'm late.
Happy to see you.
Mhm.
So personality means we have to consider more than just the person and what is he manifesting, his manifestation. So we know from the scripture that Krishna is called Samvid potency, and his Sandini potency is also there, and his Ladini potency is also there. So what do these things mean also? That is also important. And not only the Samvid, not only the person, but his Sandini, his manifestation. Sandini means is represented by Balaram. And that represents, what is that? That gives the manifestation, or the Dham, the articles of the Dham, the paraphernalia, the bodies of the different devotees, everything is included in Sandini. So this shows that there's more than just the Samvid, there's more than just the abstract person. There's also the manifestation of the person. And Ladini, then that's another factor. What is the aim? What is the purpose of all these things? Ladini, it means the pleasure potency. And that is represented by Radharani. Yeah? That loving ecstasy.
Fulfillment.
Ecstasy that the devotees experience in the highest sense of being the substance, or being the assistance, or being the means by which Krishna experiences himself or expresses himself. So all these things are there, very, very delicate thoughts and ideas. People will say, God, I worship Krishna, I worship God, all these things, without really understanding what they're saying, all that's involved in that. And they neglect to understand the more substantial part. So Gaudiya Vaishnava is trying to emphasize that. Gaudiya Siddhanta. And we should not think that by worshiping Krishna, we don't have to pay attention to the substantial parts of Krishna. No, that is the part we have to pay most attention to and engage with. And we are part of that also. Anyhow, so that prayer to and praise of Srila Acharya Maharaj. I think that was composed by Govinda Maharaj himself.
Should I show it again?
Huh?
Should I show it again?
No, you can, no problem. It was composed by Govinda Maharaj himself to express his idea of Acharya Maharaj and how we should respect Acharya Maharaj also. Ever vigilant, guardian, stalwart guardian. Now, I remember when Govinda Maharaj did announce his successor as Acharya Maharaj, he told us, he thought, I think he will not leave the mutt because there are so many problems. We can see how many problems the organization, the institute has faced over the years. Even while Govinda Maharaj was present, even when Śrīla Maharaj was present, there were so many problems. Impossible situation. And Govinda Maharaj was thinking at the time he was facing so many difficulties himself, revolts against his own leadership of the mutt. So he thought that Acharya Maharaj would not leave his position in the mutt. Would not leave the mutt and go away. This is one of the things he told. That's why he says stalwart, and that prayer he says stalwart guardian. Stalwart means he was fixed. You're not going to go this way or that way. Despite so many problems, negativities, or whatever, obstacles. Now we've seen that in the lives of the devotees also, especially Prahlad Maharaj. How much he was being discouraged, being challenged in his ideas, his belief. Or Srila Haridas Ṭhākur, who was the incarnation, said to be the incarnation of both Brahma and Prahlad Maharaj combined. Anyhow, they remained stalwart. And not only stalwart devotees, but they would teach others. They would also explain to others how to come to that higher position. In their difficulties, Prahlad Maharaj was still preaching to others, to the other children, to chant the holy name, to worship Vishnu, Narayan. So like that, stalwart guardian. And again, the emphasis is in the service of the highest. What is that? You have to read that again. It says, whose highest form of pure devotion comes from Rupanuga Guruvarga. The highest form of the pure devotional current, Rupanuga Dhara, the current of devotion flowing from Rupa Goswami to the present. So he was to defend that. And then what did Acharya Maharaj actually teach? What was he teaching? What is the gist of what he was teaching? Throughout his pastimes as Acharya of the Bhakti. What did you get at the gist of his teaching? I remember one thing. He said so many things. But I remember one thing mostly stands out to me. And he used to chastise the devotees in a way. He said, what are you saying? Guru-mukha-padma-vākya. Guru-mukha-padma-vākya. Chitete kariyā aikya. Arana kariya mane asha. Śrī Guru Mukha-Padma-vākya. From the lips, the mouth of the Guru, the words, Vakya. Chitete kariyā aikya. Aikya means eka, like one. Make your chite. Chitete means your mind, your heart, your consciousness, your whole mood. And make that one with Guru, and then arana kariya mane means, and don't keep any personal desires, separate desires, your own desires. Your attitude should be one with Guru's words, what he's telling, try to carry that out, try to perform that, and don't keep any separate interests, purposes in your own heart. Then what does that mean? What is the meaning of that teaching, of that word, those words? Those are the words of Narottam Das Ṭhākur, one of the highest Vaishnavas. I remember Govinda Maharaj said, Narottam Das Ṭhākur, even Srila Śrīpad said, that if you read the songs of Narottam Das Ṭhākur, the whole Siddhanta of Vaishnavism is found in those prayers. Narottam is of that high quality. Anyhow, so he wrote those words. Śrī Guru Padma-vākya.
Chitete kariyā aikya.
He wrote those words. Then what is it saying? What is it telling us? Why is that significant? We were just saying, if the highest thing for the Vaishnava is the service of the substance of Srimati Radharani, then who is Srimati Radharani? She's the servant of Krishna. And who is Guru? He is the servant of Krishna. And you see? And the manifestation of Krishna in this world to teach us how to come back to him. Acharya mam vijaniyat, Krishna said. I am coming to you as Acharya to bring you back to me. So Narottam is telling us to focus our attention, focus our whole effort, our whole purpose of life upon Guru's words, Guru's instruction. And Guru is also trying to focus his attention on serving his Guru. And like that, this line of Gurus, the Parampara, these are the servant line. These are the line of servitors. Servitors of whom? Of Krishna, yes. But that means servitors of in the line of Srimati Radharani, because Radharani is who she is also servant. So they are representations of Srimati Radharani, actually, or the servants of Srimati Radharani. Mahaprabhu told Dasu Dasa Dasa. Huh? He was praying to the gopis who are the servants of Srimati Radharani. Please, I want to be your servants of the servants of your servant. And this is Guru Parampara. So there's a very deep meaning to this idea of Guru and how we should try to surrender, submit ourselves entirely to Gurudev. Not for any purpose of control, giving our life, giving the control of our life to somebody else. That's not the idea. We're practicing Sharanagati. We are practicing surrender, submission to the Supreme Lord, to His servants. That is the whole goal of our spiritual practice. Spiritual advancement is measured in terms of how much we are surrendering to Krishna. The opposite of that is exploiting the world for our own purposes or for so many other things. The opposite of surrender is exploitation. The opposite of devotion, dedication. You can't get to dedication and devotion until you surrender to something higher than yourself, to whom you are devoting your energy. You are dedicating your energy. Without that element, there's no question of spiritual life. It's all exploitation otherwise. Everyone comes to this world to do what they want to the environment. Take what they can from something that does not belong to them, which is given to them at the time of birth. But given by whom? Who does it belong to? You know? So that surrender, giving one's mind, one's heart to the order of Guru, to the direction of Guru, and not about giving up control of your life. It's about learning what is the process of surrender, about making spiritual progress in your life, huh? Raising your own self to the plane of surrender, to the plane of divinity, to the world of service. And I think Acharya Maharaj practiced that his whole time as a disciple of Govinda Maharaj also. We know that in his life, whatever Govinda Maharaj wanted, he would do that. Govinda Maharaj told that also. He says, whatever I want, he seems to manifest that without my even having to say. So he is not only teaching us that, but he's practicing that himself. That is Acharya. Acharya, by his own behavior, he was showing us. And that's what he was teaching. So I have great respect, great admiration, and great love for Srila Acharya Maharaj, for what he has done, for the life he has shown, and for the things that he was emphasizing for us to understand also. It's up to us to understand these things also and apply it in our own lives and practice it in our own lives. God, Srila Bhakti Niskam, Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai.
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 When you are describing this chitta, chitete aikya, that the thought that was coming to me was that in our Vedic understanding, this chitta is actually made of consciousness, but it is compared to a mirror, which is showing something to us. Then further, the Sixastakam verse also says Chittudarpana Marjanam. The mirror of the heart, which is again made of consciousness, is to be cleansed. And then then you say the Śrī guru-mukha-padma-vākya, that is the lotus words of Guru, that means coming from the higher plane. So there is some activity of that, but at the same time, because it is chitta and activity of mirror is to reflect or introspect, so there is something on part of the living entity also. So a combined kind of activity in which both the Guru is playing his doing the activity of revealing something, and also on the part of the disciple to engage his consciousness in absorbing what is coming and to allow that to form within the consciousness. So something like that was coming to my heart when I thought about it.
Actually, in a higher stage of realization, people generally, they, especially in this modern age, modern philosophy, modern conception, coming from Descartes, the I think, cogito, the I is the center. The I is the center of all knowledge, all truth, everything. Whatever is coming is resolved in the I, the ego. That's the modern conception, the Renaissance conception. You don't depend on anyone else for anything. You have to be independent in yourself. And from there you can know everything. Otherwise, Descartes also said doubt. We doubt everything except our own self. But we're not teaching that. We teach just the opposite of that. We are the I, the ego is the source of misconception, of exploitation, of finitude, of missing the whole, of taking the part as the truth and missing the whole. So the chitete, the consciousness, that's the modern idea of the ego. But Vedic idea is different. That consciousness, that chitete, that awareness, that knowledge of what is not coming from us. That is to be given up. when you to make oneself one with Guru, the Mayavadis think that means that I become Guru. The oneness is I draw the Guru into myself and everything else into myself, and I am that position which Guru has. But that's the kind of oneness they see. But the Vaishnava sees just the opposite. They see the oneness is not within myself, but is within Guru. I am within Guru. I see myself there. I replace myself with Guru as the center, the central figure, with whom I am one. Not that they are one, he is one with me and I become Guru. No. I am the eternal servant of Gurudev. I am one in the sense of agreement with that center, that I see myself there rather than in myself. That's called the other. In this world, there are two things, the self and the other. So rather than drawing everything within oneself and thinking, I am the Supreme, I am to be worshipped, I am to know everything, I am the truth. Rather than that, no. Take the other. The other, what is that other? You say mirror, yes. When you're looking in the mirror, you see what? You see the other of yourself in the mirror, but it's yourself at the same time. So that mirror of the mind is reflecting yourself in the other and the other in yourself. And so the Vaishnava conception is don't take that whole thing and put it into yourself. Make yourself the center. You make the other the center of your life because you're there. That is where your real nature is to be found. Just like I was saying, personality. Personality doesn't mean the person. The person is only a point. The personality is everything else that goes with that person. And the same with you. First, you are not just that person, that ego. The real substance of the ego is everything else, is the content of the ego. There's where your real identity lies. Right? There's where your real substance lies. So if you ignore the content, if you ignore the other, you are actually killing yourself, abstracting yourself, putting yourselves into a meaningless void, a night. What is it called? Darkness, ignorance. So rather than seeing yourself as the center, we have to see the other, Gurudev, as a center. That will be getting us to the right direction, leading us in the right way to understand what is Krishna, what is Radharani, what is our relationship to the environment properly. That's it. Muni Maharaj? Is that right?
Yes, Maharaj. Actually, I was reading one section of this Paramatma Sandarbha also, where Srila Jiva Goswami has introduced this subject. And there he says, generally, when we talk about ordinary mirror, we talk about reflection or the pratibimba, reflection in the ordinary mirror. But in this case, it is the bimba. It is not a reflection of like in the ordinary sense, but it is the original, what to say, concept which comes in the heart. In that sense, it is bimba, not pratibimba. So there is a very important part of the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy also, that bimba pratibimba vad. It is a part of our philosophy.
Yes.
I don't know properly that, but it is there.
So to know yourself, the subject must make himself the object. To know the self is for the subject to make himself an object of his own subjective self. But what is that object? That object is the other of the subject, but it's not only the other, it's also himself as other. That idea is there. So there's great ontological truth and the ideas of and the practices of the Vaishnavas. Great ontological truth may not be so obvious at first, and we think only in terms of, oh, that sounds really difficult or very unreasonable. What, to give yourself to Guru like that? But it is not. Contained within it are great truths, and it will help us in our progress toward the divine, positive and progressive immortality. In the divine world, the immortal is there. Hare Krishna. All right, sorry, Maharaj. I didn't mean to go so long into a diversion from what you were saying, but thank you.
Maharaj, I
Thank you,
have a
Maharaj.
question. Maharaj, when you say subject and object, what to sum up what I understood, you are telling that there is objective consciousness and subjective consciousness, and we should always keep objective consciousness in our mind and work. And at one point of time, there would not exist any subject at all, only object exists. That is what you're trying to tell. While we are doing worship, we are supposed to do like that?
She's sharing, she's asking if her understanding of what you said is correct. She's saying her understanding is that you've given these two things, subjective consciousness and objective consciousness. Currently, we are having subjective consciousness. But are you saying our goal is to have only objective consciousness when we're doing our worship or our seva? And eventually, as we develop, as we make progress, spiritual progress, we will no longer have subjective consciousness, we will only have objective consciousness.
Well, you can't do that, see? Not possible. If you speak of subjective and objective, they must always be there together. But the idea is to understand that you're not only subjective, you are also to be found in what is object to you, your own self. You know that Sanskrit Vedic saying, Atmavan manyate jagat. You know that? As you are, so you see the world. As you are, so you see the world. In other words, if you're a thief, you're going to think, oh, anybody's going to try to steal from me. I have to be very careful. No? An honest person will not, an innocent person won't think like that. They trust everyone because they feel trustworthy. So Atmavan Maniteja, you see the world as you see yourself in the world, in other words. What you are seeing in things is your own self. So you are there. You're there in those things. That's you. namaste. When we say namaste, you're saying not me, na me, to you, namate rather, you, not me, you. You're seeing yourself in the other. You're not offering. You're not offering something. You're not offering yourself to something other than yourself. It's other, but it's actually you also. That is the meaning of making yourself object to yourself. The subject makes himself as an object to his subjective self, means that object is himself. It's seeing himself in that object. This is me. If you say, I am a woman, now what does that say? You're looking at your body, your objective body, and you're saying, I, that thinking part of yourself, is looking at the body that is that is maybe female or male, whatever, and it's saying, I am female. So your subject and the object are there. But you're identifying your subjective self as female as the body. Okay? That femaleness is who you are identifying yourself with. So it's not that the other of yourself or the objective part of yourself is not yourself. There's also yourself. And when you recognize yourself in what is other than yourself, you're still there. You don't lose that. But you recognize there's a dimension, a dimensional existence to yourself, not just subjective. You have a broader dimension, a broader conception, a more inclusive idea. Understand?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
All right.
Maharaj, it seems to me when Hegel discusses philosophy, he first defines the pure being. After that, he defines pure nothing. And then he says they are the same. And then he says there is a process in which the being becomes the nothing. The pure being becomes nothing. So in this process, there is some kind of a, there's a movement. And by applying this process again and again, he develops the whole theory. But is it true that the whole thing begins with this definition of pure being first?
What did you say?
He's asking, is it true that the whole system of conceptual, of absolute idealism or conceptual realism, is it true that it starts from pure indeterminate being? Does it have to start there? Is that really where it starts?
Hegel begins his philosophy by defining pure being first. Then he says it is the same as pure nothing.
Or nothing.
Or nothing.
So we have to remember that Hegel's philosophy is a circular.
Yes.
So you may start with being, but you can start anywhere on a circle, and you can call that the beginning of the circle. So it does start his science of philosophy or science of logic with being or pure being. Why? Because he says that's the only thing we can start with that doesn't have a presupposition. You're not presupposing anything. You go to being, pure being, without presupposing anything else. That was his conception. It doesn't presuppose, you don't have to go with any presupposition to say that something is purely as such. Requires no presupposition of anything else. Whereas if you want to start with I or something like that, there are so many things involved before you can say I. You have to have consciousness. You have to have, a subject-object distinction. So many things are required before you can say I. But when you want to say being, then there's no other presupposition is necessary. That was his idea. So that's the best place to start without having all kinds of thoughts entangled with one another. It's a very clean start. Being. Or beginning, even the idea of beginning, starting something. At the start, you don't have anything else to say, just that it is. Yeah.
This is a little tangent to the question, to the topic what we are speaking. I'm talking about the Guru Maharaj. You said that we have to surrender to the Guru Maharaj. That's very crucial, he said. And I have a doubt, like if the Guru Maharaj says, just jump into the well, should we blindly follow his instruction, or should we apply our intelligence over there? What should we do? Anybody can answer. I suddenly think that if they say like Sharanagati, practically is it possible? Or what are we supposed to do?
For instance, like I said, the whole process of guru disciple, what is that for? We're teaching us surrender.
Yeah.
To get out of our ego consciousness, right? We want to do that. So then you say, well, what should I do? Well, Guru makes it easy for us. If he's a good teacher, he will say, all right, very simple, chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna 4 times on your beads, or 64 times, or whatever, 16 times. He gives an instruction like that. And the disciple can decide, okay, I'm coming to Guru to get some instruction. He's giving me instruction, and they have to do it. Or if he says, read Bhagavad Gita or listen to the instruction of Bhagavad Gita that he's giving, that would be also surrender. When we do that, there are so many things he tells us that we can apply in our lives immediately. And if we do that, and if we try that sincerely, to think in our lives, yes, I want to do these things. I want to become a surrendered, submissive servant of Krishna through Guru. Then we will know what to do. And not something he's not going to tell you. He may tell you, stand on your head. If that's what he tells you, then the disciple actually has to do that. But he doesn't tell you that. In our Vaishnava tradition, we don't say you have to practice yoga poses. Other systems will do that. But the purpose is the same, actually, and the yoga positions and the practices they do. What is it? They're trying to withdraw the influence of the senses on the sense objects. Withdraw from the sense objects. Because they are the objects of exploitation. Those are the things we're going after. And we have to give that up. And that's what the yoga process forces us to do, or encourages us, directs us to give up those attraction to the different things that are pulling us away from our own inner connection with the Paramatma, actually. Patanjali said the highest conception is the Ishwar, the controller of everything. And the yogic processes are to withdraw all attention away into what we're controlling, what we want to control, and direct our attention toward that higher controller. Submit to that. It's the same idea of surrender is there. To bringing the mind slowly by different controls to that central position of focusing upon the Ishwar, upon the actual controller, but not ourselves. So you find in all the actual traditions, if you look at them carefully, you will find this principle is there. Principle of surrender and attachment or connection. Yoga means to connect. Yoke, like when you yoke a bull, you connect him to the harness. So yoga is to connect with that higher thing, and to withdraw the senses from all the other things. No?
Sometimes you give the example of swimming.
Huh?
One time you gave someone who asked the same question.
Yes.
It's about swimming.
Swimming.
How you can't speculate about swimming. Thinking, oh, what if this happens, that happens when I get in the pool, so many things. You can't speculate about swimming. You can only get in the water and start to learn. If you read the book, you do all these things, that won't tell you what it's like to be in the water and to, swim. Only getting in the pool and trying to swim will make you swim only.
Yeah. Do it. Just do it. So many opportunities, so many things Gurudev gives us, and we can do that. There are so many scriptures, reading all these words of the devotees and of the Supreme Lord Himself. We can get some engagement of our mind and those higher things that are not so concerned with worldly enticements, which are only meant to satisfy the ego. That we want to
Maharaj,
minimize and maximize our divine engagement. Yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj, some people, they have this idea of appearance and disappearance. Like Srila Bhakti Nirmal Prabhupada told, there is no difference between appearance and disappearance of Guru or Vaishnava. And some in our mutt, have strong objection to that because the moods in the time, the day of celebration of appearance and disappearance is completely different. So we don't, what you can say, see it same. So Prabhupada, in that sense, what he was explaining in that talk, which is there in one of the articles, that in terms of sun appearing coming in the east direction in the morning and setting in the west in the evening. So both the time he exists, that eternity principle is there. So in that sense, Vaishnava is an eternal principle. In that way, he has explained, appearance and disappearance. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj also explained about, that union in separation. Union in separation. I mean, appearance, we have that, union with the Vaishnava. And the separation, when disappearance means separation, so there is another unity is there in separation. So there is difference also there, and there is, no difference is also there.
Yes, Maharaj.
But some people, some objection is there about this, in our mud somehow.
So if you are on the earth, then you see the sun come up in the morning and disappear at night. From the earth position on the earth, that's what you see. Because earth is only facing the sun. Sun is here and the earth is here. And when the earth is facing the sun, they say, the sun is in the sky. When the earth turns the other way, that it's not facing the sun, they say the sun has disappeared. From the earth, yes, the sunlight doesn't show. But from the sun, it doesn't stop shining. And not stopping. So there's two positions. One from the sun, one from the earth. So if you're talking from seeing things from the mundane point of view, it's limited. So you think something comes, something goes. From a higher perspective, the sun's perspective, there's no such thing as setting and coming and rising and setting. It's always there. Always there. So it's a matter of our angle of vision. Called our angle, how we're seeing things, how we understand things. That's what gives us the idea of appearance and disappearance. It's from our perspective. Otherwise, Acharya Mam Vijnaniyat, Krishna is saying, I am the Acharya. I may appear at this point and disappear at that point, but that's not me. that's only my manifestation. For you. From your point of view. But you come up to my higher point of view, to the God's eye view, he said. God's eye view and man's eye view. Different. So devotees want to be in the transcendental platform. They want to rise to that platform. And not only stay at a place, birth and death. Krishna.
I have seen Acharya Maharaj used to very enthusiastic in celebrating the appearance festivals, but disappearance festival of Gurudev, he says that I not want to come to.
In that regard, Maharaj, what Srila Shanta Maharaj was just now saying, I remember one more sentence of Prabhupada there. Srila Prabhupada says, because both the disappearance and appearance give us opportunity to remember our spiritual masters. So, because of the increased opportunity of remembering them, so this both the appearance and disappearance are the same.
Achintya Beda Beda.
Yes.
They're the same, but they're also different.
On the other hand, it is said when Mahaprabhu asked to Ramananda Rai, among all distresses, what is the highest distress? Then Ramananda replies, the separation from a Vaishnava is the highest cause of distress. today I came across one more thing that many times you were saying, and I found that in Srila Maharaj's, writings in one place. That means he says, in this process of Krishna consciousness, we are not fixed to anything. Sometimes Guru says this, sometimes Guru says that. So we are going with that. So we are not fixed to one particular idea of of anything. This type of thing is very difficult to understand. And Srila Maharaj says it implies the Kritadas conception, means the conception of servitude to the highest degree. So because some other people may think this is the fix. The fix is to fix something means that it becomes something like the master service servant relationship is not very profound there. But when it is not fixed to anything, but to the what Guru is telling, sometimes this, sometimes that, that is the highest idea.
Dynamic. The dynamic truth. The organic, dynamic, organic whole. If you fix it, it's not organic anymore. Inorganic. No, dead.
Maharaj, today, while we were having the program in our temple, I asked one of the person who do the service here, who every day cutting the grass and bringing it for cows. And I asked him, how you are cutting grass every day and so much grass is coming, why the stone and other things are not growing like that? I asked him. Then he could not say anything, he just, what is the reason he could not, say. Then we say that because the plant is living and then stone is non-living. Then, oh yes, that is correct, he says. So maybe the simplest of the thing that, that idea that Prabhupada has given, that life comes from life and then matter also comes from life. It is not, really realized by people, even though they're observing it, commonly.
Being and becoming. The stone is being, the plant is becoming. Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Dandavat, Maharaj. I'm going to take your leave, if I may, and you go on and continue, Maharaj, so that others can speak if they want to.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat
Jai
Maharaj.
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Srila
Glory
Bhakti
to
Nirmal Acharya Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Paramahamsa ki jai.
Jai.
पालनकारी भक्त वृंद की जय.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
How are you all devotees? Madhidi, what you did today? The program.
Program we did it in temple, the cooking, so many things. What Acharya Maharaj like, all the food, Bengali food.
Okay.
And
did they also want to do what Acharya Maharaj wanted them to do? Only cooking. They don't want to do what Acharya Maharaj wanted them to do. Huh? Only cooking they want to do. Is it not what Acharya Maharaj told that London management, they are not following my direction? They're following, other two leaders' direction. That's what he told before leaving this world. isn't it? That's what you were there, no? In that initiation, Uma Didi.
Yes, Maharaj, I was there.
Just that is a outward show of our, love and devotion. But the real thing means we have to, follow with the instruction or direction. Anyway, so that is what, going on. Hypocrisy, I say that. In the name of devotion, only hypocrisy is going on. Outward showing something and doing something else. Crookedness. Does not really help us in advancing Krishna consciousness. Devotee Didi, what you did today? What you offered to Acharya Maharaj? Some idli, dosa? You are muted. You are muted.
Maharaj, I offered one puja and ghee lamp for it. And
Okay.
maybe a little bit of dry fruits. I could not cook any, but I remembered his mangai chutney and I felt very sad that I could not. That's
Okay.
it.
When are you coming to Navadip?
Planning my retirement. I don't know when. From this teaching, or at least do my own business. When I start my own business, I will plan Maharaj to come there and stay 1 month.
Okay. Anandita prepared a cake today. Hariananda sent me message. Anandita, I prepared cake. Anandita. Anandita is there. She prepared a cake today for Acharya Maharaj. Bhagavati. Yes. You muted.
Yes, Maharaj.
You all
Sí.
prepared cake today for Acharya Maharaj.
Prepared today flowers, cooking tarta. Y bueno.
Very nice.
Sí.
Sumangala Didi also did some program in Delhi. Is there? Madhu Gopal, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dandavat. Are you there? Dandavat, Madhu Gopal.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Sol Devotees. Thank you, Maharaj.
Dandavat, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, Maharaj, un gusto estar aquí con usted en este día tan auspicioso.
Auspicious. And what program you did today?
Yes, in the rest of the afternoon is the program, the Srila Acharya Maharaj. But I go to the Madhava to the work.
When are you coming to India, Navadip?
Yeah, Maharaj, I'm there. Yes, Maharaj was maybe
you are coming. You are coming.
The next go Purnima. Maybe I'm trying.
Okay. Hopefully we will have your association at that time.
Yeah, Maharaj.
Dandavat Pranam. Yes. What is happening, Devotee?
Are you coming to South India, Maharaj, or did you come and go?
This summer is too much heat in India. Traveling is little difficult. Now the temperature reduced. Yesterday there was rain here, and I heard that next 10 days some rain is there, so some temperature will go down. Let's see. We will make a plan. Uma Didi is saying she's coming, but when she's coming back from London?
I will come back to India next June, Maharaj.
Not this June.
Yeah, June, next month.
Next month, okay. Yes. Permanently you are coming back?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. And you are coming, staying in your home or in Navadvip?
Navadvip must stay. Yeah, I don't know, Maharaj. Still now decide. I will come Navadvip definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How
So
is
very
the
nice.
how is
Yes,
the
Didi?
climate there in Navadvip? Is it very hot, Maharaj? Like in Mysore, it's very
A few days back, 47 degree it was there.
Oh my God.
And now it is reduced to 30 degree because of the rain. Now it is 31 degree in the evening. We have installed some, this water supply, this pump in our field because it was too much hot and the plants are getting dried. So much water was needed. So we installed a water pump. And also we have this, water filter, this RO for in temple. Because just too much water supply was needed at this time. So something can be used during the festival, a lot of requirement of the water, and some water can be distributed to the people. One devotee from South India is doing business with the RO machine. So he wanted to donate and install the RO machine here. So he installed that. Sachidulal Prabhu from Puttapati.
I should
So
thank.
very happy that by all your association we could do some celebration of Acharya Maharaj festival. Thank you very much for your association.
I would like to personally thank Uma Devi Dasi. Without her, I wouldn't have linked to you and to Acharya Maharaj, and coming to Navadvip and Ekachakra, Muni Maharaj, all that wouldn't have been possible. First, I should thank for the great Vaishnava like her, and so that brought you people. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Very nice. Also, you should also preach, and Uma Didi also should preach and help many souls like that, so that they can come to this path. We should practice. Also, we should try to progress and also help others to progress. We should not be selfish.
Yes. I try to bring my students to Navadvip.
Yeah. Yes. Dandavad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.